Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be going over some newly released documents from the Chad Doerman um, mur- murders. I feel like that's weird to say the Chad Doerman murders because it sounds like he got murdered. The Chad Doerman shooting. We're going to roll the intro, give YouTube time to set on notifications, but I have to tell you guys right now, this is one that's going to be very difficult for you guys to hear and for me to cover just because the details are I had not heard these details until today. And what we had heard before was already traumatizing and already super hard to, digest that this actually happened to children, two, three little boys, and to a teenage little girl and a mom. But this is more details as to how he went about his day, making his family take a nap with him. As everyone went to sleep, he gets up, loads his gun, gets his gun out of the cabinet, loads his gun, and then proceeds to kill his family. And how once he shot the first little boy, everyone became aware to what he was doing and how they reacted, responded. And his stepdaughter essentially went into survival mode. She even grabbed one of the little boys and took off running to try to save her little brother. But unfortunately, she would not be able to save her brother. And eventually, they would all, besides the young girl, everyone, and the mother, obviously, everyone would be killed by Chad. I'm going to go ahead and roll the intro, and then we're going to get into this. Okay, guys. All right. So as soon as I started my live stream, my son started knocking on the door. But let's go ahead. Let's get into it. So documents have come out. Also, I do want to say, um, like I said, trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning. If you at some point think this is too much for me and I can't take it and you need to click off, I completely understand. Also, the mods do have like my PayPal links and everything because videos on this channel obviously get limited ads and you really don't make any money off this. So if anybody wants to send a super chat or anything or a PayPal Cash App, my mods will have the link and they will be posting it every once in a while. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's get into this, you guys. I don't have the actual documents. I did see um another YouTuber that does, and they're all like blurred out. But I found an article that kind of goes over everything. So we're gonna go over that article, okay? Hey DJ. All right, so this is an article from their local, their local media outlet, WCPO ABC9 Cincinnati. I'm gonna bring it up so you guys can see it. All right. Documents reveal new details about how Chad Doberman allegedly murdered his three sons in Monroe Township. And this little video right here is a video about it. All right, was. It may went on to something else, but okay. This story contains some descriptions of violence that may be difficult to read. Let me get a little bit closer so you guys can see it really well. Court documents filed in Claremont County reveal new information about the tragic and grisly murders of three young boys in Claremont County, allegedly at the hands of their own father. On June 15th, we do know that a 911 call was put in. Actually, several 911 calls were put in to report a shooting on Laurel Lindale Road in Monroe Township around 4:15 on Thursday afternoon. We've seen the body cam footage, and if you have not saw the body cam footage of this, I have a video about that as well. I will link it in the description box below. My body cam footage starts with an officer who had just got the call, and he takes off to head that way. And it shows him from the time that he gets that call till he hands Chad Doberman off to another officer to take him to go, be put into the cop vehicle. And then it switches to the body cam footage of the cop that received Chad and walked him to the car. So body cam footage is out there showing the officers arrive. When they got there, Chad, who was 32 years old, was sitting outside his home with a rifle sitting right next to him on the steps. He was taken into custody. Prosecutors said he later admitted to killing his 3 sons, 4-year-old Hunter, 7-year-old Clayton, and 3-year-old Chase. Despite allegedly confessing to law enforcement that he was responsible to the murders, he pled not guilty on June 23rd at his court hearing. A bill of particulars filed in Claremont County laid out more information about the homicides and the months leading up to it, when Doerman said that he had been thinking about killing his children. This right here is a video. It says Doerman chased, began shooting, and hit his son. Doerman approached his son and fired one shot into his head at close range. The stepdaughter tried to run with youngest son, but Doerman caught up. Doerman attempted to shoot the youngest son in the head, but the gun would not fire. And this is as when he attempted to shoot the youngest son in the head and the gun did not fire, the stepdaughter was holding this little boy at this time. The documents say that on the day of the murders, Doerman came home from work early. Some are being said that he may have gotten fired that day, and that may have been why he came home from work early, but that's not been confirmed, so I'm not sure. But he came home from work early, and he asked his wife and his boys to join him in the master bedroom for a nap. Next to the bed was a gun safe holding the Marlin Model HC-22 rifle he would later use to open fire on his family. So everybody laid down, go to sleep, and I guess once they got to sleep, he got up and he loaded his weapon. Let's see. While this was happening, the boy's sister was watching TV in the family room. After laying down with his wife and 3 sons, the documents say that Doerman got back out of bed, retrieved the rifle from the gun safe. He inserted a loaded magazine into the rifle and shot one of his sons twice. The mother obviously woke up, began rendering aid to her son, and yelled for her other sons to run. Obviously, this alerted the sister. She made her way down to the master bedroom in time to witness the first shots fired. So at some point, Chad wakes up. I guess he's loading the gun. She hears something going on. So she goes in there. She witnesses her stepdad, the man that she calls dad, shoot her sibling. So the other boys, the 2 remaining boys, their mother tells them to take off running, so they do. She ran after one of her little brothers because they were actually running the wrong way. So she ran after one. She was telling the other brother to keep running, keep running, keep running. Doerman ended up shooting one of the boys as he fled through the field. The documents say the boy was hit by gunfire and fell. Doerman then approached the boy and fired again at close range. The young girl then ran back to the house, where she picked up another one of her brothers and fled with him in her arms. As she neared the road, Doerman caught up with the 2, raised the rifle, and demanded that she put her brother down. Which I'm hearing that she said no, that she would not put him down. So Doerman attempted to fire the rifle at the little boy as he's being held by his sister, but it did not go off. The document says the gun appeared to be out of ammunition. Now, if this is true and she was still holding him and he fired the rifle while she was holding the little boy, then had he shot the little boy, more than probably little boys being held like this, maybe, probably would have shot her as well. Now, as this is happening, he runs out of ammunition. He's just tried to shoot the little boy as he's being held by his sister. In the midst of this, the sister does put the little boy down as Doerman goes back to load his gun. At some point, she ends up with where the little boy's not in his arms. The little boy ran back to his mom, and more than likely, that's what happened. Is he wanted to go check on his mom or something, like maybe she didn't know where he went, or maybe seeing her dad go back into the house to get more ammunition, they didn't know what to do. So the little boy ran back to his mom, who had left the home and gone into the yard to render aid to the boy who was shot outside. The young girl ran towards the Monroe Township Fire Department nearby, telling a passerby who stopped her that her father was killing everyone. The third boy and his mother were approached by Doerman. Um, he bit her in an attempt to wrestle the child from her arms because at this point now she's holding the boy and he's telling her to put the boy down. She will not. So he actually bites her in an attempt to get her to release the little boy. During the struggle, the wife actually grabbed the barrel of the rifle, putting her thumb over it. I guess thinking maybe that if she put her thumb over it, he would not shoot or it would stop the bullet or slow the bullet down or something. Either way, he fired and it ended up shooting her through her thumb. In the chaos of that, she dropped the little boy, who then Doerman shot once in the head. After the defendant executed all three boys, he sat on the side step of the residence and watched the boys and watched his wife and his boy's mother attempt life-saving measures on her children. In all 9 total shots that were fired, one boy was shot once. The other 2 were shot 4 times each. The defendant made multiple statements to law enforcement, such as, "I did it. Take me to jail. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have shot blank in them." The defendant also gave a statement during the audio and video recording interview, during which he admitted that he had been thinking about shooting his son since October. He'd been thinking about shooting his son since October, and I think this happened in, January or February? Doerman allegedly told investigators that he had not slept in 3 or 4 days leading up to the murders, saying that the thoughts of having to kill his sons was so heavy on him. You know, you would think that if something in your brain is telling you kill your kids, kill your kids, kill your kids, you're thinking, something's wrong with me. I need help. Let me check myself in somewhere because I should not be having these thoughts to kill my children. You know? In total, Chad Doerman faces 21 separate charges connected to his alleged actions on June 15th. He is charged with 9 counts of aggravated murder, 8 counts of kidnapping, and 4 counts of felonious assault. The judge ordered Doerman be held in Claremont County Jail on a $20 million cash bond. David Gast, let's see. This is the most serious offense that we have on the books, the judge said. David Gast, assistant Claremont County prosecutor, during Doerman's first court appearance on June 16th, one after the murders, says, "This is it. You cannot commit a more serious offense." A neighbor who witnessed the aftermath of the shooting said he seen Doerman treat both his wife and his children poorly. Richard Kincannon said he was angry every day. There wasn't a day he didn't yell at his wife and his kids. These kids deserve so much better. Kincannon said Doerman had a temper, yelling all the time and treating his wife like crap. Doerman's father, Keith, said days after the murder that he had no explanation for what happened, adding that his son just snapped. But that doesn't seem to be the case. It doesn't seem really to be the case that his son just snapped because he's been thinking about this since October. I mean, when I think somebody just snapped, that I think in the heat of the moment, something happened, triggered them, and they did something right then that they regret. Not they thought about it for months, you know. Keith said, "I could tell in his eyes he's hollow inside. That wasn't Chad standing at the arraignment. That was not him." A celebration of life was held for the 3 boys on June 26, where community members attending the service at First Baptist Church of Glenestay, wearing bright colors at the request of the family. Dwayne Coon, who is was the baseball coach, Clayton's baseball coach, which was a 7-year-old, he said, "I wish everybody would have had 5 minutes with them just to be able to see how much fun they were. There's nothing that's ever going to take away the time that we got to spend with them, and I cherished every single minute I had with those boys. I'm so lucky to have gotten to know and spend time with them. It's going to be a tough road ahead, but if we keep getting the support and the community coming together, I think we'll get through this." The association held a memorial for the boys on a baseball field and sold T-shirts with all proceeds going to the family. let's see. The daughter reached back out to us to say, I want to play in the tournament for my brothers and to just show you the strength of them for what the community has done to help them. So I guess they reached out to the sister and asked if she would play in the tournament or whatever. She did. She played in the tournament in honor of her brothers. This is just insane. I'm trying to think because I feel like I knew more details than this. I wonder if he had anything to. Let's see, y'all. I'm sorry. One of my eyebrows is darker than the other one. I know. I wonder if he said anything to his wife beforehand, if he threatened to do it. What I have heard, what I have heard is that she had threatened to leave him. She had threatened to divorce him at some time before. So maybe that had something to do with it, but I'm really not sure. Make him run in a field. Some of the best snipers. Oh, I know, right? I mean, this is one of those instances where, like, I'm for a firing squad being brought back. I'm for that, which we do know in the state that Brian Kohlberger is being tried in. They just brought back the firing squad. So I'm all for that here. And I think, yes, Ohio is a death penalty state. So this is just unbelievably sad. It's what those young boys went through, knowing that their dad just did something to their brother. You never think somebody that you love would hurt you this way. But then if you see them do it to your sibling, then you know. Like that girl stood there as he pulled the trigger, her probably thinking, we're both about to die. Can you imagine? Can you freaking imagine how, like, what this family is going through? The mom, yeah, wouldn't let go of her baby, so he bit her hand. He's like biting her, so she releases the baby, and then she puts her thumb over the barrel, hoping that somehow maybe it would slow it down or something. You know, please keep mom. Yes, please keep them in your thoughts and prayers. This is an unimaginable situation. It's right up there with Chris Watts, if not worse. Honestly, I don't know what is worse, Chris Watts or this. I just don't know. I just don't know. But anyways, you guys, I was notified that there was this update and there was more documents that came out that really went into detail about that day. So, like I said, they are saying that he may have been fired that day, but that's not been confirmed. But he did go home early that day, had his wife and children lay in bed to take a nap with him. And then after they got to sleep, he got back up, loaded his weapon, and shot the first child. For some reason, something had alerted the daughter, to walk back there to the bedroom. And she just so happened to walk back there right as he was shooting, as he shot her brother, from what's being said. So she actually witnessed that. The mom yells at the other two to take off running. So they take off running. One's running the wrong way. So the sister says, this way, this way, this way. And then he runs outside and proceeds to shoot the one child and runs out of ammunition before he could shoot the third. The mom's outside trying to perform life-saving measures on the children. In the body cam audio, you hear her saying, like, they're dead, aren't they? They're dead. He took my life from me, my whole life. Like they were nothing but babies. I don't know how this woman and her daughter will go on from here. Like I really don't. I really don't know how they're going to be able to make it. Like I'm just definitely pray for them and hopefully they will get the therapy that they need and they don't have like survivor's guilt because that is absolutely a thing. So why did they die and I make it? So hopefully they don't deal with that. But oh gosh, it would be ultimate punishment ever to have to see my babies really taken out of this world and maybe left alive. Exactly. Yeah, 100%. Okay, you guys. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. I've got to get to the KJ thing, 7M and KJ. I've got to get to that. I really want to cover that over on LB, but I got to go make dinner. I got to run my son's friend home, and Kennedy wants to go back to the park today, and it's already like 7:30, so we might not get to do that. I'll try to come back later and do the 7 a.m. Katie interrogatories. I probably won't get to them. We'll probably have to do it like Sunday night or maybe Monday. But we will get to those interrogatories because I have thoughts on the 7 a.m. Katie Joy lawsuit. You guys leave me all your thoughts about this case in the comment section below. Also, if you see updates on stories that I cover and you're unsure if I have seen the update, please feel free to email me. Hey, Elle Bee, did you see the update? And send me the link if you want to, or just tell me where I can find it. Because you guys, honestly, doing things like that help me out so much. It really, really, really does. I mean, one of my good friends here on YouTube notified me of this. Was like, did you see this? And found the link and sent me the link, and it was such a big help because I didn't know. Because I do cover so many things, and I'm still a mom as well, and so sometimes I won't be aware of an update. If you guys see an update that you guys want me to cover, please feel free to reach out to me through my email and send me the link. But anyways, you guys, please subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet. This is all our true crime content will be on this channel. So subscribe to it, thumbs up, and I will see you guys hopefully later over back on Elle Bee to cover that lawsuit. But if not, as soon as we can get to it. Bye, guys.